All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the L3R3 podcast with myself and my buddies whose names you don't need to know. I'm just kidding. It's Twan
No, no.
and Mike.
Grr.
Uh, we got things to talk about this week, but obviously, before we do that, just like any other show, we're going to talk about what we've been playing. And I'm going to specifically, because I know what Mike's been doing, I'm going to specifically give it to Twan so he can
Mm,
go first because I haven't talked to Twan probably since our last show, which was like what, three
It's
weeks
been a
ago.
bit.
So yeah.
No, it wasn't. I thought it was at least 2 weeks. Maybe it been 3 weeks ago. I don't know. When was the last time we did
Either
this?
way, I haven't talked to you in a while. So
It's
what
been a
have you been
bit. Yeah,
playing?
it's been a bit. I mean, we all know the big one, right? Doom, the
We
Dark
do.
Ages. Everyone's been playing that, right? I
Mm-hmm.
decided to play the Xbox version because I heard the PS5 version's a little weird when it comes to the frame rate. So I'm like, you know what? And
Yeah.
then not only that, but like the physical version for some reason only has like 85 megabytes on the disc. So I'm like, man, do I really want to drop $80 on a coaster, technically? So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait until like the physical version's like $10, and I'm just gonna play it on Game Pass through Xbox because clearly that's seems like it's the better version anyway. So that's how I'm playing the game right now. And yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if it's I wouldn't. I mean, it's hard to say because like Doom Eternal is like probably one of my favorite first person shooters of all time. So that's a very high bar to beat. But
Mm-hmm.
this game is definitely it's different, right? It's not trying to be Doom Eternal, right? So like I'm kind of glad they kind of went in that direction. But but yeah, it's all good, right? Because at the end of the day, if I want to play Doom Eternal, I can still play Doom Eternal, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
but exactly. So but yeah, so far fantastic game. I just got past the level after, like, it's, when you're in the big mech, but then there's a level after that, and I did the level after that, so I'm like level chapter 5 or chapter 6, I
Chapter
think.
five.
So
Chapter five.
so yeah, so I'm still pretty early, so I'm still, still introducing things. So I still can't like fully judge the game yet, but so far from what I've played, it's fantastic. I've been really liking it so far. So yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, then
That's good to hear.
other than that, I've been playing Split Fiction. I've been continuing that because my buddy was over yesterday and we continued playing it. So I haven't beat it yet. It's a pretty long game, honestly. But yeah, that game's also fantastic. I think I mentioned this last time I talked about it, but I do think it's better than It Takes Two. Like, I think it just has more variety in
It
my
is.
opinion. So I think it's just way better. But
Yeah.
not to say that It Takes Two is bad. It's a great game. Just it's
No,
Split
it's
Fiction is
yeah.
just Split Fiction is just way better in my so
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, that's why I think. Did you actually play it? Did you play Split Fiction?
I haven't beat Split
Yeah.
Fiction, but I played
You've been playing
like
it
six
for
or
a
seven
minute?
levels of it with him, and
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really
I
good.
played about the same amount of It Takes Two, and it's
Yeah,
definitely a better game.
yeah. Just like I said, just the variety alone makes it better in my opinion.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it for me. Other than that, arcade stuff, right? It's just that's
I was
just
about to
just
say we actually got
standard
through
stuff for
Tuan
me. So
without him mentioning an arcade machine,
I
but there he goes,
had
Mr.
to throw
Arcade
that in
Yep.
Machine.
there. Yeah.
So
So
okay, so
all right,
that's what
all right, Mike.
you've been up to. Mike. Again, I already know what you're gonna say, but perhaps somebody watching this doesn't know what you're gonna say. So tell people what you've been playing.
So I've been playing a few things. I've been playing Defiance. That's an incredible MMO that was brought back. It was from a TV show. I believe that was like in 2013, 2014, somewhere around that time. It was a sci-fi channel show. It got a third-person shooter MMO that's kind of Borderlands light in a sense, and it's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy it. Um, I've been playing the hell out of it. It holds up in my opinion really like a lot better than I honestly thought it would. So other than that, I actually have been playing another game called Stormancer, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's an ARPG. It's one that has been in the Slormancer. That's it, the Stormancer. Sorry,
The what?
and it's an
No, I'm
ARPG.
kidding.
Slormancer.
Oh
Matt,
my
shut
god.
up. I have no
Oh my
idea.
god.
Shut up. No, Matt, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. No, I just understood. I hate you. Anyways, um, But yeah, I've been playing that. It's a single player ARPG that it's been in early access for like 4 years. It finally came out. I believe it's made by two dudes. It's very fun. It's lighthearted, but has a very deep I don't want to say necessarily like a kind of like skill tree, but like it has a lot of depth to it, and I barely scratched the surface of it. And it doesn't take itself too seriously, especially story wise, which is very nice, and it has a beautiful art style and an awesome soundtrack. It's very like I was explaining to a friend earlier. It's very mystical. It sounds almost kind of like you're like in like a storybook, and it's kind of a weird thing to say, but it really does. It's like a very it's a nice soundtrack, and it's very easy to pick up and play. Just play a few levels, yada yada. As always, playing Dark Tide. And of course, already beaten Doom the Dark Ages, but I believe we're probably gonna jump into that later.
Yes, we definitely are. So that's what Mike's been playing. Before I get into what I've been playing, Rachie in the chat. Oh, I think he's talking about physical games, about how it's cheaper because now they're just printing a label, but putting it in, and putting it in an empty case. So yeah, that is kind of how it works now, unfortunately. So as for myself, I've been playing Doom the Dark Ages. Almost exclusively Doom the Dark Ages. Oblivion as well, but I
want to say something real quick, if it's okay with you, before I forget about Doom. Just real quick about its ray tracing. Just real quick. They actually said if the game did not rely on ray tracing as much as it did, it probably would have taken like another year or so to come out, which is an interesting little. I'll talk more about that later. I just wanted to get it out of my head now before I forget about it, because I was watching Digital Foundry's video today. I just wanted to say that before I forgot.
Oh yeah, they had an interview, right? With
yeah.
So that's good.
Sorry, cool. I just wanted to say that first.
No, you're fine. But yeah, I've been playing Doom the Dark Ages. Just like Mike, I beat Doom the Dark Ages. It is the first Doom game that I've started. The first time I played it, started on Ultraviolence, beat it on Ultraviolence. I think 2016 and Doom Eternal I played on Hurt Me Plenty the first time. But I mean, yeah, we're gonna talk about it because I definitely have things to say about this game, and that sounded ominous, but I fucking love this game. Like, I have very high praise for it, and we'll get into that in a little bit when we talk about it. But besides that, Oblivion, here's something that Twan, I know you're not gonna expect that I've been playing, but I actually have. And I just started it, is Devil May Cry 5.
All right.
So I'm playing that kind of on and off. I literally just started it last night. So there's
first
that.
One?
What's that?
Is that the first like Devil May Cry game you're playing, or?
I've played Devil May Cry before. I've never beat one.
There's one I remember you absolutely just did not like. Like you tried as hard as you could.
There was the original Devil May Cry. The original Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Because I got the collection. I got the collection. In fact, I think I own every Devil May Cry game. Like on Xbox, and then I own 5 on PS5 and PC as well. And then I own Ninja Theory's DMC on Xbox and PC as well. Like I got those games many times over at this point. But yeah, I just couldn't. I feel like Devil May Cry 1 was probably a game I needed to play it at the time to appreciate it. Because playing it, when did I play that? Like 2022? I tried playing it. Playing it in 2022, it was not it. I couldn't.
You definitely gotta like put yourself in that like time period when you're playing it, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. I did not like the camera in that game. That was the thing that made me stop playing.
Yeah, it's got that old school Resident Evil camera going for it, you know. Like where it's just like fixed camera angle, yeah.
And it got me.
But I didn't think the game was. I didn't think the game was that bad though. It was a really enjoyable game for me. The first Devil May Cry.
I'm sure. Well, the thing is, I'm sure it's good. It's just I can't get over the camera. I got to a fight. I can't remember which fight, but I got to a fight, and it wasn't very far in the game either.
Is it
I
the
got to a
spider one
fight.
or?
It might be the spider one. I'm not sure. I remember fighting a spider. I do know that. But
Yeah.
I just kept dying and dying. And like some of the time it was like I'm dying because I'm making a mistake, which is fair enough. But then other times it's like I'm dying because the camera won't show me what's attacking me. And I just I gave up. I gave up on it. But I'm playing Devil May Cry 5, and that's a lot better.
I mean, it's
Rachie
definitely
says
more fancier, that's for sure, I guess.
yes.
Yeah.
That to me is if I'm gonna play a Devil May Cry game, so far that's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Rachie says I've been playing Alien Dark Descent. I've said Alan Dark Descent.
One dark. Isn't Alien Dark Descent? Isn't that the that turn-based shit? I feel like that's that turn-based game, right? I wish I could look at the chat and see, is it, like, but I'm playing
What game we talking
Defiance.
about?
Alien
That's the
Dark
title.
Descent is what Rachie's playing.
If that's the game I'm thinking of, it's like a turn-based game, and that game is fucking loved. Or is it a fucking twin-stick shooter? Do I have to swear every 3 seconds? Yes. I can't remember though.
Rachie will answer. Rachie will answer in the chat. He'll hear it. He'll answer it. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing. I guess we should probably yeah, he says RTS game. So
Yeah, I've heard great things about that game. I really want to play it someday. I heard really, really good things about that game.
apparently stealth
That even
focused
like
as well, he says.
yeah, but one thing I've heard about that game, what people love about it is like even if they're not big real-time strategy fans, it's kind of really like in your
And on Game
face
Pass.
kind of. Yeah, it's really on in your face kind of real-time strategy from my understanding. Like you have to like I don't know, it's more like you have to be really like paying attention kind of a thing rather than being
Yeah.
passive. I mean, not saying like other games are like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they took a great deal of advice from me. I was consulting on that game. No, I'm kidding. Oh God. What?
What are you talking, Matt? Just get to the next topic. I don't know what the hell you just said. I don't want to know.
What are we doing? Where are we at? Are we on a
I
show?
don't know,
No,
it's
I'm
your
kidding.
show.
I'm kidding.
Could you imagine?
Well, are we live?
All
Yeah.
right.
Ricky's
But
in the
yeah,
room with us?
we should probably start with doing the Dark Ages because, like we all mentioned, we've all played it. Me and Mike have beat it. Dwan hasn't beat it, but we've all played it. I Mike, you know what? I'm gonna go with you, Mike. I'm gonna go with you, Mike. First, your thoughts
For some
and
reason, it was so
feelings.
funny.
Well, I was gonna say I'm Mike. Wait a second, because I'm gonna go first. But no, you're gonna go first because you've also
right.
beat it. So what are your thoughts, overall feelings, impressions? Not really impressions because you beat it, but Doom: The Dark Ages.
I absolutely loved it, and I need to clarify this, as I always have to clarify my love of the new Doom games. I have, in total across platforms, 2,000 hours on Doom Eternal. I extensively put my time into that game, learning everything about it, to get better at it, and just appreciating everything that there is, well, in that game. And I absolutely feel that it's possible to get. I don't know if I'll say the exact same amount because like Doom Eternal, once again, how I started to like that game is such a weird, like just a bunch of events that just kind of toppled on top of one another with like expansions coming out like days after me starting to play it and such. So it's like I had so much new content at the same time. But there's a lot to love about Doom: The Dark Ages. First of all, it's absolutely gorgeous. Let's just get that out of the way first. It's a very beautiful game. The HDR right now is actually broken on at least on PC. I've been actually using RTX HDR to calibrate that towards my TV because there's a bit of an issue with like raised contrast and stuff like that. And I know I'm not really talking about the game yet, but I will. So like Matt, I beat it on Ultra Violence. As soon as I started it, I was like, I do not need to play on Hurt Me Plenty or whatever. Like I'm gonna play it on Ultra Violence. I also didn't use a single. I didn't even use a single. What are they called? The one ups or life sigils.
I tried not to, but I did a couple of times.
No, that's fair. The only reason why I didn't is because I like went so long. Like like until like I think it was like chapter 11 or 12 when I started like actually like really starting to like need to redo things. I was like, I've already made it so fucking far, and I was getting so stubborn that I just was like refusing to out of the sheer
Mhm.
rage. But yeah, it's really fun, and I actually think the melees, the whole parry system is just it's brilliant to me personally, and I think there's so much room left to actually see um how did I say just to see how much further the combat can just like evolve and like the scale of these battles, because it's saying how these are the largest battles I ever had, and they objectively are, but like once you beat that game, like I started a new game on like nightmare difficulty, and I like picked like the fourth level, like the siege level, like when you're like you leave the walls of the fortress or of the
Mhm.
city, and like I just jump in there and I killed like everything in a quarter of like a second. You know what I mean? Like it was like I was like spawn killing them. Like I was just like, okay, which is fine. That's normal. I'm not, but it's just you get to the further into the game, and like I'm replaying the last level now on nightmare difficulty, and it feels so fucking good. Like it gives me that same sense of satisfaction that Doom Eternal did of mastering that combat loop. Of like, okay, I gotta parry now. I gotta ignite that guy's shield over there, so it creates an explosion, and I'm gonna throw my shield into him, and then teleport to him, and I'm gonna stun him first, so that way he doesn't keep aggroing me from afar. Oh, look at that! There's a winged tyrant or whatever the hell it is. I better shield bash my way over there, and then you just start parrying him like a motherfucker. And every single time you parry him, it's causing everyone else to be stunned around you, and it's just such a satisfying gameplay loop because you have to really be involved with it. It kind of really reminds me of Doom Eternal, but like in a sense that you don't have to press a ton of different buttons, and I don't want to say it's more straightforward because that sounds almost like, oh, it's too easy, and I understand that's a take from people, but it's but it is a bit more, you don't have to really overthink anything, and I think that's a good thing. I think I really like the fact when they made this game, they're like, no, we're not making Doom 2016 again. We're not making Doom Eternal again. We're making something different. And I think that was the best thing they could have done. Because
Mhm.
one, it's what it wanted to do. And I think first and foremost, that's more important than, me getting more stimming for 8 hours or whatever from a new Doom Eternal 2. Um, and two, it's really cool to see a developer kind of flex like their brain like that, and I think they hit it absolutely out of the park. The mech parts were fucking awesome.
Is there
Um,
more than one mech part, by the way?
oh yeah,
Mhm.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
mech and flying parts, but I will say
Okay.
though, one thing that kind of makes me scratch my head a little bit is I remember when watching the show that the gameplay Dev Diary 20-minute long one, they said like how there was like I think the actual phrasing was deep and meaningful combat system, not upgrades, or was it deep meaningful combat system and upgrades? Because then I understand what they mean by that. But when he said that, I kind of thought that meant like there was gonna be like direct upgrades you could choose for your mech in Dragon. Um, but that could honestly be a misconception on my part too. So, but regardless, great
Mhm.
game. The pacing was fantastic. I am sad that there wasn't any master levels after you beat the game, or no like new game plus or a randomizer kind of thing. And I'm not trying to sound spoiled either. It's just Doom Eternal had I think it was like what 2 or 3 master levels at launch. Doom 2016 of course had Snap Map if you wanted
Yeah.
but once again, this game is like about like 10 hours longer than Doom Eternal or Doom 2016. So
Good.
it took me
Does
17.5 hours to beat it on Ultraviolence,
Mhm.
which I think is good, personally at least. Um, and I did want to touch on real quick, and I'm sorry for jumping all over the place. I
Go for
did
it.
think it was interesting watching that Digital Foundry video of it being like, first of all, they touched upon stutter struggle, and there's talking about how unbelievably difficult it is. Like, he's like, you have to have every single department on board, not just like the graphics and like you need the artists, you need like people that do like map building on how they stream their textures in. You got to make sure the artists don't do like he was like saying how everything needs to like actually like flow, and he's like, the most important thing than anything is frame time. and like
Mhm.
and getting that nailed down. So there's like he was like saying how there's like there can be bubbles within like how frame rates are being delivered, and it creates latency. And he's like, my biggest thing is like no matter the frame rate, you're gonna have responsive latency. And he's like, that was its own thing. And now I just love that because that just shows dedication to is taxing as the game is. They also wanted to make sure like, okay, you might not be getting the highest frames, but you're gonna get a very responsive and smooth playing experience regardless. Um, but to touch on his comment, which I can remember his name, the person that I believe his name's John Linneman, was interviewing, is he said ray tracing actually is one of the reasons that game was able to come out within the next year or two. Or, in like this year, it'd been like another year or two. And I thought that was really interesting because he was showing how with id tools tech, id tech and id tools, that he was saying how Hugo would be like, I want this room to be darker and I want it to be like this. And like they just go into the engine and like they would grab like the light and like they'd slightly shift it and it would update like in real time. Like they wouldn't have to
Yeah.
go back to the drawing board and then meet like 5 hours, like 2 hours later, and then say, no, I want it changed again. Like everything could be done like immediately. And I thought that was really interesting that that's the case. Now I don't know, would it take another year to like artistically go through everything? Like I really don't know that process. I'm not id. They make masterpieces, not me. So I'm not gonna even like second really guess them. It's just uh, I don't know. But I thought that was really cool because they went into great detail about how that actually streamlined the process for them and helped them actually form their artistic vision for the game. And I think that's really cool. And I'm looking forward to watching more of that documentary. I'm actually kind of curious if someone's going to make a mod of actually making in baked lights, because you can go into like the ini files and disable like ray tracing if you really wanted to. It'd be just no lighting anywhere. But I'm wondering if a modder is going to do something. That'd be kind of interesting, in my opinion.
Maybe.
I don't really know though if that's 100% possible, but once again, you never know.
I don't know. But maybe.
All right.
Twan.
But yeah, man. I already pretty much like what else needs to really be said? The game's freaking phenomenal, right? I mean, it's like I said even before when we just started the show, right? It's definitely a lot different than Doom Eternal. Like I don't even
You
think
said
they
it was
got
shit.
the
Just kidding.
but they don't even have like at least from what I've at least because I like I said I'm still early in the game, so there's probably stuff that they're gonna introduce yet, right? Like I've even noticed that like there's not that many hidden collectibles, at least in the earlier stages yet. It's usually just like three secrets usually that I noticed, and like when I look at the map,
Yeah,
it's usually like a
you'll get
codex,
more of
like a
that.
figurine, and something else, right?
You will get
Yeah,
more of
because I
that,
noticed.
Twan.
Yeah, because I don't like and even added like the whole shop thing where you got gold, so they're definitely changing things up a little bit too. So they don't even have like those. I don't think they have those gates either. Remember the gates from Doom Eternal where you get a
Yeah, those
key?
aren't there. I
Rooms.
kind of wish they
Yeah,
were. Yeah, I
yeah.
really wish those
Like I kind
Slayer
of miss
gates were
those.
still there.
I really like those. Yeah, I really like those Slayer gates. They were fun. You know.
I
They
will
were.
admit I kind of do miss that. What?
Yeah.
No, I said they were.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said sorry.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think it was
But
a cool. What do you guys think about the whole leader thing, though? I want to ask you that. Like during fights, and they would drop like health upgrades, and
oh yeah. I think I've done
I
like
like
two of
that.
those so far, where it's like you get like armor or something, like you
Yep.
get an extra health or something. Yeah. It's
Those are
so
really cool.
are those like going to be hidden later on in the game? Because so
No,
far it looks
that's
like
the
they're
good
like
thing. They're
yeah.
they're they're in my
So
opinion, good thing is that you can't miss that, and I
okay,
think
so
that's
they're
a
not
good thing
missable.
personally.
Okay.
Personally,
Yeah, because before
um,
it's like you'd have to like search for that kind of shit in the other two games. Usually like
yeah,
there'd be like health upgrades, you have to like go out of your way to find
right.
them, you know.
That's exactly like.
So
What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea that they did that way?
I
I
don't
kind
know.
of
I mean,
liked
I
it.
kind of well, the thing about me is like I kind of have like I'm like I always like I have ADHD when I play these games, right? Like I'm always looking at the map every like 5 seconds, because I'm like, oh, am I missing something? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? But
Well,
at the
I
same
think
time,
that's what you do with
I
the
kind
weapon
of do like
upgrades.
that. I kind of do like that though, like having to search every nook and cranny. That's just kind of how I always play these games. So I don't know. Like for me, I always got that little bit of satisfaction when I find when I find such an important item like that. It's like, oh, I could have missed this, but I got it. You know.
I think the
So
rubies then are what you're going to be looking for, and like the
yeah,
gold,
yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah, I've been
that's kind
yeah,
of the because like you can
the
get
big
some
one.
really
Yeah.
crazy upgrades you can't buy with
Oh
gold
yeah,
with the rubies. So, but like yeah, I know
yeah,
what you mean because um I think the reason Doom Eternal like also probably worked was because of the master levels. Because it'd be like, oh, I don't have everything, but I don't need it because I beat the game. And then when you go play a master level, you get
Yeah.
your fucking shit curbed and
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
stomped in. And but yeah, I see what you mean though.
Yeah, it's just like an extra element, to the game where it's all like, "Ooh, I found this," and it's like a dopamine hit. You find it. It's
Yeah.
just, I don't know. That's just how I look at it. So, I don't know. I mean, like I said, they have in place. It's the gold and the rubies now, right? I guess so. I don't know if there's anything other than that, but like I said, I'm still early in the
Collectibles.
game,
Yeah.
so it's collectibles. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, but it's a very good game though so far from what I play. I think I'm just on the level before I do the dragon, so I still don't even know how that plays yet. So I gotta still try that out. But I'm not sure how many dragon levels there are, or if there's a few of those. But
There's quite a few.
yeah, there's quite a few. So
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
I'm
quite a
looking
few.
forward to trying that out because yeah, like I said, I'm literally about to do that right now. But that was the last level I was on for it.
Oh,
So yeah,
interesting tech fact about the Ed Tech 8. The average Doom the Dark Age level is 5 times larger than Doom Eternal level, and the Atlas mech levels are 10 times larger. They said all of that's in real time. Like that's not like you're just scaled up player model. Like that's actually like the actual size of that mech running around that map. Um,
nice.
and I thought that was fucking nuts. I thought it was just like a giant Doom Slayer model running on like a tiny board. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really think. Um,
It's probably like one of those games where you like zoom in on all like the textures and it'd still be like clear, kind of like like Ratchet and Clank. I don't know if you remember that game where you like
what
zoom in on
Ratchet,
all the bugs, like
the
the new one,
that was
the
a
Rift
great
Apart.
game. I thought
yeah ripped apart.
Rift
Like you
Apart was
zoom in on all
great.
the bugs and like it was like the bugs were like very detailed, even though
Yeah,
you not notice it. Like if you just walk by it.
it
Like
was great, dude. That was a fucking great game. I need to play that again. I love that game. That was a really, really, really good game. Like I actually really like that game.
yeah.
Sorry, I just do. um,
Yo, Halo Infinite's good. No, I'm kidding.
fucking shut up. You only put in getting shit.
Mike, shut up. It's the greatest. Okay, so Twan, I mean, I think it goes without saying we all love the game. But as for myself,
Oh, it's right. Yeah.
so I posted on Blue Sky yesterday that I have a new order of top 5 games this generation. It goes Alan Wake 2, Starfield, Elden Ring, Doom the Dark Ages, and then Cyberpunk 2077. Um, Doom, like this Doom game it's out of the rebooted trilogy, it is my favorite, not really trilogy because it's a prequel, but whatever. Out of the rebooted
Yeah.
series, it is my favorite Doom game. And as somebody who doesn't have a ton of experience with Doom pre the rebooted series, goes without saying that it's also my favorite Doom game in general. Um, Not only is it my favorite Doom game, probably one of my all-time favorite FPS games. Just period.
God damn.
Oh, that was me for Doom Eternal, so I could see that.
Yeah, like a lot of people love Eternal. Me, I prefer like I love both of those games. I preferred 2016. I went into this thinking it would probably fall somewhere in between 2016 and Eternal in terms of how I feel about it, which wouldn't have been a bad thing. It would have been a very good thing, but like I finished that story, which, by the way, again, no spoilers, obviously, because Twan hasn't played it, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody who watches this at any point, maybe hasn't finished it yet. But, like, so there's a point, I'd say, like, there's 22 chapters. That's just off rip, there's 22 chapters. But there's a point towards, like, the end of the game. Like, I don't know, call it chapter 17. We'll call it. I don't remember if that's exactly the chapter, but call it
I
around
think
that
there's like
time.
22 chapters. I think in the game.
What's that?
Yeah.
Isn't there like
20
22 chapters in the game?
Yeah, 22
Yeah.
chapters.
Yeah.
So around the end of the game, there's a point where like the story's cool because it's like out of the trilogy that no, keep going, whatever. Out of the rebooted series, it's like the most apparent story to
Oh
me
yeah, it's
because
definitely throwing scoring at you. Like
yes,
very.
because I'm somebody who doesn't like. I think the fact that the codex are there is cool, but I'm not somebody who's going to like. That's not going to be my main way of getting story. I won't do that. Like it's a cool supplement, but if that's like the way I get story, then I just suck at doing that. I just don't have the attention span for it. So I like the fact that they put the story kind of front and center in this. And for like 70% of the game, I'm like, the story's good. It's like I don't play Doom for the story, but it's good enough. It's serviceable. And then there's a point towards the end of the game where I'm like, dude, the story goes from like being okay to like, holy shit, like
Yeah.
this is incredible. Um, and once I hit that point, I was like, yeah, this is the best FPS this generation to me, easy.
Run.
But it's one of my favorite of all time. And
Remember that, Matt?
what's that?
Run. Run.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
was incredible. Dude, that part was, I just love that part. That was so cool. I'm not going to say any more than that, though. I go on a
No,
20.
yeah, dude. I'm interested. Whenever you beat Doom the Dark Ages 20, I'm interested to hear because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about once you get to that part. But like,
Oh yeah.
it,
Dude,
it
I actually got so unbelievably like almost like I don't want to say like I cry. I obviously would not, but like I got like emotional because like as a Doom fan that like loves the lore and like loves all like the memes about it and everything. Like I was just fucking amped out of my god. Like I fucking lost my shit. Now is the most I think I've ever had in game like ever. Like it just made me so unbelievably happy.
Oh,
yeah.
that's good.
I like before I beat the game, like the gameplay itself was just like I already made up my mind that this was the best Doom I've played before I beat the game. Just because like the gameplay was carrying it so hard for me. It's like as much as I grew to love Eternal, I always not always struggled, but like in the beginning, I definitely struggled with the verticality in Eternal. Eventually, you get used to it, and you figure out how to do things and what the game wants you to do, and then you get good at that, and that's cool. But like with Dark Ages, like there's not much verticality. Like it's still there, and that you can there's like you can climb stuff and whatnot, but it's not like you're not double jumping. There's no double jump and stuff like that. So like it's very much more boots on the ground, but you're still Doom guy. You're a
Yeah.
walking tank. And like everything you do is like really emphasized to like push home how obscenely powerful you are.
Yeah, this game
Like
just makes
just
you feel like an absolute unit, you know? Just every time when
Yeah.
you
yes,
just fall down to the ground, just like a big shock wave, you know? It's just
exactly.
you're moving around, you're
Dude,
going by, all the chairs just breaking, you know? It's just
You could run
like
through entire structures. It's fucking insane.
yes.
Like
Yep.
like
Like just like jumping off of something and just like landing and decimating everything within like 50 feet of you.
yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's
It's funny
absolutely
because
incredible.
it's funny because I see like a lot of the, like the smaller guys, on the floor, and I'm like, and usually my instinct would be to shoot at them from above, but it's like, wait, I could just jump down and just kill them that way. And just the shockwave will
Yeah.
just kill them, you know? It's like,
Yep. I
yeah.
had to like at a certain point I was like when I jump I'm not even going to use the shield bash. I'm just going to land and kill as many people as I possibly can. Um and that was just a really
Yeah.
cool feeling. But yeah, this
Yeah.
this is like by by a good margin. Again, it's early in the year still, relatively speaking. I still need to beat Claire Obscure, but like even if I know I probably like Claire Obscure, but like this is so much more up my alley than Claire Obscure.
100%, yeah.
So this right now is without a doubt my game of the year. And we'll see what happens with the rest of the year. I just don't know what would beat it off of what we know of right now. Maybe there's some surprises, but like, yeah, this is my game of the year right now. Um,
But the thing is, though, where does it go from here, though? Like
well,
Quake?
I wouldn't mind Quake. I don't know. I don't.
Pet
I'm
Simulator?
kind of
I don't know.
interested to hear Mike's take on that because I had a thought that, and I don't know, Mike might not like this, so I'm interested to
if it
hear
comes from
his.
you, I'm gonna fucking hate it. I'm just kidding. No, you're good. Go on.
Well, I thought because
Watch your mouth.
Machine Games obviously is probably working on Indiana Jones too. I would assume. I think that's a safe bet. I think it would be cool to see them do Wolfenstein.
Uh,
Um,
I,
I, I
yeah.
I feel like a part of Machine Games is probably working on a new Wolfenstein at this
Probably.
moment, though.
That's the
Like I
thing.
think it's like,
Yeah, you're probably right about that. I think the more realistic thing for id to do, I mean, because they just did a prequel to 2016, so it's like, do you want to then do a sequel to Eternal? Like maybe that's something that they'll do, maybe. But I think the
maybe they're gonna take a
realistic
little
thing
bit
for
of a break from Doom, just
I
like
think they probably do Quake,
yeah.
or better
But
yet,
I'm Hexen because I know like
Hexen would be great.
right because I know like Phil Spencer's kind of been teasing that a little bit, here and there.
He has. You
Yeah,
know
and now
what
It's
he's
would be
got
like
it.
great?
I
So
honestly
he's got it now. So
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna pretend like I know, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that what was I gonna say? Like I don't know if they're gonna do Wolfenstein, but I
Yeah.
mean it could be Quake, it could be Hexen. But like I really, to be honest, right now I really have no freaking clue what they want to do next. And I think that's almost the beautiful thing right now is that I have no like absolutely no clue what they want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the great thing is I have really no idea. Because at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
um, they're talking about how pardon me, how like we have DLC coming for Doom the Dark Ages because well, I mean, as we know, it's a prequel and it takes place before the fall of the Night Sentinel. Like it takes place before that. They've even said that themselves. Like that's not me spoiling anything, and that's just a very basic fact of the game. So there's a lot left for them to tell. There's a lot
Mm-hmm.
left in that timeline. But I don't know how they want to go about that. Are they going to just give us multiple expansions, DLC, which I'd be down with. I'd be fucking completely fine with that if they want to. And like they kind of work on something else in the background or whatever, because I would love to play more of this game and would absolutely love some master levels and mods. People are already making mods. They're very simple at this moment. But obviously, it just came out. But people
Yeah.
like especially in the mod Discord server for Doom, they're fucking ripping apart the game and going to the engine, and it's freaking insane what they're already finding. They found a weapon that was cut from the game already and everything. Um, but yeah, I don't. That's the thing, Matt. It's like I wish I had an idea of where the fuck they're gonna go next, because I don't. I
Yeah.
truly have no idea, and
Can
there's so
I'm
many
almost excited
people.
for it.
There's so many people that say like, oh, they're making Doom the Dark Ages just make them prove that they just want to make a Quake game the whole time just because of how like medieval inspired it is. You know, like some people say like, this is almost like a Quake game in disguise in a way. You know, Doom the Dark
Oh
Ages.
yeah,
I could see the
Yeah.
Quake inspiration for sure.
So
It's definitely there. I I want to throw this out, and I know this isn't going to happen, but God, it would be great if it did. So you know how Xbox is like, hey, we're buddies with everybody, we're gonna put everything everywhere, right?
yeah.
oh god, yeah, go on.
I think that I mean, in theory, that should work in their favor when you know approaching a third party studio or publisher or developer or whatever for an idea. Like it would be cool if they went to Unreal and said, "Hey guys, you're not doing anything at all with Unreal Tournament, like at all.
Ooh.
Like, how about we make a game for Unreal
Mhm.
Tournament and we just put it everywhere for you, and you can make all sorts of money,
Yeah.
and we get id Software on it."
See,
Like,
the thing is, though, I feel like its software would rather work on Quake than
sure,
Unreal
yeah,
Tournament game, right?
yes, I
So,
agree with you, and that's why I said it would never happen. But like,
yeah.
it's just I don't know, like its software is so good. They're just so good, and there's so many things
They
that
just
like
make every video game ever,
there's so many yeah, there's so many things that seem like they would be right up their alley,
Yeah.
especially like IPs like Unreal Tournament that are completely dead and have like no hope of ever being resurrected. where it's just like, that would be very cool. But alas, probably never gonna happen. So yeah, that's
It's
Doom the
ass.
Dark Ages though.
Yeah.
All
You just
ass.
said ass.
All ass.
All
All
ass.
ass. It's
All
never gonna
ass.
happen. Um
All ass. I'm sorry. No.
Raichi says Obsidian will release like 15 games before the next Doom. Probably. Obsidian releases a game like every year at this point.
Dude, they're
Sometimes
gonna release
multiple.
like 15 games in like a week. Could go with
Yeah,
it.
sometimes
Be fully
multiple
funded.
times a year. Oh man.
Like,
But yeah,
man.
so I feel like since we talked about Doom, we should probably talk about
Gears of War
Bungie.
or that.
No,
Oh God,
we
yeah.
should talk about Bungie. We will talk about Gears of War though, but we should probably talk about Bungie
Yeah.
because Bungie's had a weird, not weird, a very unfortunate week. We'll call it that. So there's like been a few articles and a few different things that come out, but
You were
like,
talking about something about the art or something. I forgot what it was.
yes. So there's an
Yeah.
artist who goes
Yeah.
by Anti-Real, however you want to say it. She's an artist who, if you look at her art, it is very aesthetically similar to what you see in Bungie's Marathon. Um, and not just like it's not like Bungie was inspired by the art or anything. I mean, I'm sure they took some inspiration, but like they also just straight up ripped things from this artist.
Yep.
Which is kind of the problem obviously that everyone has. Um there's I don't even really know how to explain it other than the fact that like and Bungie's gotten in trouble for this before, specifically in the last 5-ish years, I think, or
Multiple
less.
times.
Yeah,
Multiple times.
yes,
It,
where
it's actually
they've
kind of insane. Sorry.
no, you're fine. It's completely insane. Like where they've taken uh art from somebody, like whether it be like, this is very obviously heavily inspired by this, or no, you just straight up ripped it, which is what this is in this case, where they just straight up took something that wasn't theirs and is like for like exactly what the artist made originally.
Yep.
So that's already not good. You couple that into the fact that I don't think the community was buzzing for Marathon before this. Uh, then you factor this into the thing. It's just it's a complete mess at this point. But I wanted to pass it off to, I guess, Mike. Go first. Is what are your thoughts? I mean, after seeing this, multiple examples of art being lifted from this specific artist, and again, we're just talking about for Marathon. Like I mentioned, like Mike mentioned, multiple times this has happened in Destiny in the last 5 years.
Yep.
So, and to add even further context, multiple, not just one person, but multiple people from Bungie. Obviously, the person who's responsible for lifting the art directly is no longer at Bungie, but like multiple people at Bungie who are still there follow this artist and have had no interaction with her whatsoever, and her art just happens to just appear in a game, and she has no idea about it. So,
You're like, huh?
Mike,
You know?
yeah, what are your thoughts on this? Like, I mean, what do you think? Because there's also reports of this really destroying morale at Bungie, which
Yeah.
not very surprisingly.
I thought he
But
wasn't fucking there. Probably.
that's
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think this means for a Marathon? Do you think they have to delay it? Like,
Cancel it.
I mean, they got to do
or cancel
something.
it.
Dude, like
Can you
that's about to
imagine?
say, like that game was already getting incredibly lukewarm. Like it's like, but they're like, dude, they're not just knee deep; they're fucking neck deep in a pile of diarrhea at this point. And they gotta fucking flush that goddamn thing or sell it, whatever. I don't know what joke I was trying to make there, but they're like knee deep in shit. They need to rework a lot of things artistically. Objectively at that point, like there's so much aesthetically that is dependent on that artist's art that
Yep.
like you can't just be like, oh, we're gonna change it to be a different symbol now. It's like, no, you can't. Like that's
Yeah.
insane. Like
Yeah.
you can't. Like, and I know Bungie doesn't even want to do that. Like, but at least according to I say Bungie, but you fucking, we wouldn't be here right now. But whatever. But I know not everyone in there wants to. I know it's because of shitty management that PlayStation should have just fucking fired what's
Yeah.
his name as soon as they acquired them. But I understand why they probably didn't. But it's still stupid. But whatever. But man, I just always keep saying it. I know you're like, you keep it to Marathon, but they
No, you're
already
fine.
had a successful MMO. Like they already had a successful multiplayer game. They already had a franchise that all they had to do was give it support or give it a form of rebirth to grab new players in. They could have dropped the Destiny 2 name. They could have, renamed it. They could have brought the expansion backs. Fuck, hell, they're in a lawsuit right now where they couldn't even get the content back that they sunsetted. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, the Red War stuff.
Dude, they're like, can you guys get us any? Like, no, we can't. And dude,
Yeah.
like
It's bad.
that's actually insane. The state of Bungie right now. Like I don't even know what to say. Like I really don't, because it's actually like just ridiculous. And I understand a lot of it comes from the whole one, leaving Activision, and a lot of it's like, bad shit that Activision, they didn't let them make a new engine. They didn't let them, they didn't let them discontinue Destiny 1. They had to make them remake everything, yada or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
get it. Don't get me wrong. But there's way too many times like this has been happening. Like and Marathon already was having a very lukewarm like reception. Like
Doesn't help.
it just doesn't help now that it's like its
Yeah.
entire aesthetic is like based off of someone else's work.
Yeah, straight
And
plagiarism.
straight up
right?
plagiarized. Straight up. Because I'm
full-on
pretty sure in some of the art
plagiarism.
pieces, I'm pretty sure in some of like the art pieces too, they were like actual, like you could see that person's watermark in them.
Yep.
Um
Yep.
and it's like, how the fuck do you fuck up that fucking bad? Like that's one thing I want to know. But
That's my question is like, first of all, you shouldn't be lifting art from people without giving them credit, or even better yet, just reaching out to them and saying, "Hey, do you want to work on this game?" I
Yeah, that'd
think
been the best case scenario,
like imagine the scenario, like we're in the scenario now where in hindsight, we have all this hindsight now of like, oh, they stole this person's art. Obviously, very bad look. Imagine the reality in which they saw that art and was like, wow, that artist is really talented. We should reach out to them to be on our team for this game.
Mm-hmm.
yep, or
That's
commission them or
yeah,
whatever.
that's an entirely different, like that's an entire, like the polar opposite
Yep.
level of PR that you're getting right now.
It's like it's
Yep.
something that's that hard to do. Just send them an email, That's all
Yeah,
it takes.
literally that. Like I just it's so, it's just so self-inflicted. It's like
Yeah.
how does it happen that you lift art and nobody at the studio, of multiple people who follow this artist, you like many people on the art team know who this artist is and they know her art. How is it possible that no one goes, "Hey, let's not
Maybe we should be
steal
doing
this
this. Yeah.
person's art. Yeah,
Yeah.
we shouldn't do this." Like
Yeah.
I, that's the thing that baffles me most, is the fact that there is seemingly nothing in place. Again, this is just Marathon. It's happened multiple times with Destiny. It seems like there's nothing in place at Bungie for someone higher up, or even just someone higher up on the art team, to be like, no, we're not doing that. I,
Yeah.
I don't get how, especially now that you're at especially now that you're at PlayStation,
Yeah.
and like, whether you like PlayStation or not, it's like, dude, you're part of one of the biggest brands in gaming.
Yeah, like, where's the quality control?
Like how? Yeah, how is that slipping through the cracks?
What I'm
Yeah.
curious is did no one else know this person was stealing someone's art? Like on like paper, they just like brought this shit up and like, wow, this is incredible, and then that was it. Like, because that's like, I'm curious, what's the chain of command here? Of
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's baffling. It's confusing. I don't get. Fuzzy Tomato says it's actually called Art Raiders now. Talking, yeah.
Art
uh,
Raiders. Oh my god.
uh, more. Rachie says more studios should have side projects like Obsidian. I would agree with that. That'd be very cool to
I
see.
agree.
Um, but yeah. Before I go on this, Twan, what are I mean, have you heard of this
I
at all
saw
in the last?
my friends were they shared it in like a tweet, like well it's not a tweet but in their group chat they were talking about it a bit
Hmm.
about this whole art thing, right, where they're like plagiarizing or something like that. And they're all like, they're kind of just like, Bungie's just kind of like a lost cause at this point. It's like at this like I feel like if Marathon really like fumbles as hard as something like Concord, like I don't know, like how do they even bounce back from that at this point? Like
I don't think
I don't
any studio could
know.
bounce back from a fumble like Concord, let alone the
like
dire straits that Bungie's in right now. I mean,
like I don't think they could really afford for Marathon to really be that big of a fumble, and especially with this whole art thing. And who knows? It might even cost them more money because who knows if there's going to be a lawsuit or something. I don't know. Is there even a lawsuit happening with this stuff,
I
or
so
it
the
hasn't
artist
even been made yet?
from what I saw, the artist was like, I don't even have. Their whole point was like, this has happened so much to me, and so many different forms of entertainment that I don't even have the energy or really the
Fuck.
want to try to fight a legal battle for this. But this is
That's fucking
obvious.
insane.
Yeah, but this is obviously my art. You can see it. They lifted it. I don't know what else to say. And I mean, so I mean, I guess lucky. It's lucky for Bungie. It sounds like there won't be a legal battle, but obviously they have like the PR stuff. Like it's already been done. The damage. Like
I feel like the PR is
Well, now
even worse.
everyone
That
knows about it,
person,
right? Everyone knows
like, I'd
about
say
it.
almost
So
the PR is even
yes,
fucking worse because she's like, this
yeah,
happens to me so much that I don't even have the energy to deal with you fucking abusing my work again. I don't even have the energy to just even
yeah,
like you're like she could make so much. Or they I don't know who the actual what their name is or what gender, but
yeah.
I don't even know. Like they're like I
It's a
don't have
C.
the energy for this. Like it's like you know and
Mhm.
that's actually really really sad and in some ways even worse. Um,
Yeah, it's disheartening hearing that. It, I like, I, don't- I don't know. Like, obviously, there's the reports of like, Bungie's like, oh, we're gonna make this right, which is like, I don't even, of course, PR speak. I don't know how you plan to make that right, unless you're cutting that person off
there's,
a very big check, a very
yeah,
big
uh,
check. Uh, and I don't know if you guys saw the clip from. I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing. We kind of talked about it on uh Bullsitting on Friday over on Ham's channel. Link in the description of that. But like they had like a little clip that came about from their live stream. Apparently their whole live stream was like planned, we're gonna talk about Marathon and we're gonna show more gameplay, and then this happened and they couldn't show any of the game at all. And apparently it was a very awkward live stream, but like there was a part in the live stream where they gave like, in quotes, an apology for the whole thing. And it was, at first it sounded like an actual apology, but then it kind of drifted off into this thing of like, well, obviously we're very inspired by the same types of art. And it's like, no, that's not it. You stole her art. That's not being inspired
that's
by the same types
bad.
of art.
Oh
It's,
my god.
dude, it was because at first it was like, okay, granted it's all PR speak, but at least it seems kind of like a genuine apology. And then he just went off into that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you just burned all of that. You just burned all of that. I don't know why you would say that, but like,
one thing copying someone's homework, but it's another thing just not changing anything when you do copy it.
yeah,
And then
nothing.
saying we just have the same brain.
Yeah, we have the
Like
same brain. We think exactly like. Um. Uh. Let's see. Oh, Rachie, I disagree with this. Rachie says, in my opinion, it's a nothing burger, and art style shouldn't be copyrighted. Well, I agree, art style shouldn't be copyrighted, but
you just
it's
shouldn't be
not.
stealing
It's not.
someone else's work.
It's not. Yeah, it's not the art style that's been taken. I mean, yeah, the style has kind of been taken, but
Yeah.
It's
It's the art.
literally
It's the art. It's art. It's the
yeah,
art
it's
It's
itself.
the
literally
literal
the
art
art.
itself.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
like
has its
it's
copyright in the
Yeah.
game. Like her like copyright is literally in the game. Like it's
yeah,
not like that. It's like it's
Mhm.
that's stealing at that point.
that's the issue with this. Like I see what you're saying, and I agree to the like nobody can own an art style, but like
You know, you can't say
you
like I own anime. You know, like you can't
yeah,
say that, right?
but
Yeah.
you can own a piece of art. You can have
Yeah.
your own piece of art, and that's exactly what this is. Um, so yeah, but like I do get what you're saying, and I agree with you on that front. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know really what else there is to say about Bungie. Like it's disappointing. I guess the ultimate question is, do you think like how do you think this affects Marathon? Because me personally, I'm looking at this like I know Twan kind of half mentioned it earlier, like about canceling it, and
Yeah.
it's
I
just
don't think it's
like
gonna get to that point personally. Like at this point, I don't think it's gonna get canceled. But I don't know. It could definitely get delayed, like you said, though, right? So
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it gets canceled, given how long it's been in development since what, like 2020, they said.
Yeah,
yeah,
So
it's
it's
a bit
I don't know if
extreme
you
for it
can
to get
I don't know if you
canceled.
can afford to cancel it, but I feel like
Yeah.
it's one of those things you got to delay it and you got to rework a lot of the art in the game, a lot of it,
yeah.
unfortunately. So who knows what that means? Maybe that's a year delay, maybe that's a 2 year delay, maybe that does lead to a cancellation. I don't know, but I just feel like you got to do something. You can't just release this in September and pretend like this whole thing didn't happen. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, that's
What do
like
you guys think?
no, I mean that's
What-
kind of the thing where it's like to me it's like not just the fact the art style is similar. Like you can't own an art style, but when the entire art style is not only the exact same as another artist, but key pieces of their artwork is literally
Yeah.
in the game that unchanged, like completely unchanged. I'm not talking, different filter, like actually unchanged with the
Mhm.
watermark of their image. It's like you need to do something
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
that compromises the complete integrity of what's going on here. It's not like it just shows like laziness or I don't know. At least to me, it shows just like it just doesn't give a good image. It's just not a good
Yeah.
look when
Something
you
I
steal
just kind
someone
of see them,
else's work.
but something I kind of see them doing. They might just cut them a check and be like, hey, let's just put this under the bridge. They might just do something like that. Be like, hey,
Oh
we
well, they
did it. We
got to
did
do
our thing.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they got to do that. I
Because that's
mean,
like I think
whether
that's like probably the easiest way out without having to change anything. Just be like, hey, here's the money. You know,
yeah,
leave us alone, kind
Yeah,
of thing. I think
and
just might do
I
that.
wonder what they're gonna do. Honestly,
Yeah.
and we talked about that on Friday on Bullshit and was like, I think Woke asked like if they came to me if I was the artist and they came to me with $5 million and
Yeah.
said, okay, let's make this right. Here's money
Yeah.
for what we took. I gotta be real in that situation. Like, obviously, $5 million is a fucking life changing amount of money. But
Oh
in
yeah.
that situation, considering it's Bungie, I looked it up. Bungie's worth like $3.6 billion. Give me more than 5 million. Why don't you
Yeah.
quadruple that, and
Yeah.
then we can talk.
Double or nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
let's like I mean, if I'm this artist, and I would imagine it's not really about just extracting them for all the money that they can get. It's more about the fact that you stole my art. No amount of money's gonna make what you did okay. But like,
Yeah.
if I'm the artist in that situation, I'm not getting lowballed.
Yeah. 100%.
Especially because
Yeah.
it's Bungie. They're owned by PlayStation. Um, you know, I
Mhm.
mean, we can argue about how successful
You know,
Marathon
there's like
may
a
or may
there's
not
just
be.
like a stealing. It's like a stealing art fee. That's what we gotta call it.
Exactly.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
only yeah, like
Yeah.
it's not even just stealing. It's the fact
It's what
there's
the
no one
principle.
else at Bungie and the higher ups
Yeah.
noticed this. The fact it slipped through the crack even with PlayStation. The
Yeah.
fact it took this long for people to even notice, and I don't mean that in a way like her art doesn't mean anything. I just mean the fact it went this long that people actually played the game, and like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
still, for weeks that people didn't notice it. Like there's a lot at play that unfortunately is that you know I can see her and other people being like, yeah, you kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Um, and people are like, well, if they didn't notice, is that really big of a deal? I'm like, that's not really the point. I'm trying to make. It's the fact that it got through Bungie and PlayStation for that long. I don't care if anyone else noticed how long it took them to notice. It's not the point. I'm worried more so about the
Yeah.
artists and integrity of these billion-dollar companies, doing what's right than anything else. But
Yeah.
it's funny because like, oh, I know some people say, do any of these companies have integrity? I'm like, I don't know. When you end up directly stealing things, yeah, you call them out and you make them fix it. You don't, just swipe it under the rug.
Yes. And
Sweep it
it's
under the
also
carpet.
not a contest of like, that company's also pretty shit. It's like, dude, don't steal art. Don't blatantly lift someone's
This
art and
world
put it in the game.
is in such a competition. I mean, look, I can't get into that conversation.
No,
I'll say
no,
that
I
for
get
after
it.
this stream, but
I
you know
get it.
exactly what I'm gonna go on to.
Yeah,
But
it's goofy. It doesn't make any
dude,
sense.
it's really bad. Yeah, but
Um
yeah.
oh, shout out to Ham. Ham stopped by in the chat.
Oh
Oh, in the
God.
chat?
He says
Oh, here he
marathon.
is.
He says marathon looks wonderful. It's gonna crush the
Oh,
VGAs. GTA might as well not even come out. Rockstar is wasting their time.
well,
Thank you,
they're not.
Ham.
It's not coming out. It's coming out next year. That's why they delayed it.
Yeah,
It's
that's why they
marathon.
delayed it to get out of the way of marathon.
Yeah.
And all
I
the
don't think I
hype
even
raids
talked
it's
about
getting.
the GTA delay. I don't think. I think we skipped that. Yeah,
No, we
when me
didn't.
and
We can though. We can absolutely talk
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
So obviously GTA got delayed. I mean, goes without saying. You just mentioned it.
yeah.
May 26th
Yeah.
of 2026. I know a lot of
Oh,
people
well,
are
at least we
like,
have a release. Then.
"Oh, you're kind of botting." But
Am
Yeah.
I still botting?
a
Am I still botting? Did
little
you hear
bit.
what I said?
Yeah, I heard what you said. You're good now, I think.
Okay. I said at least we have a release date. At least
Yeah.
So
So that's delayed. We got a trailer for it. I mean, I guess I'll ask the question that probably doesn't even need to be asked. Did you guys see the trailer?
I saw it.
No,
You
actually,
haven't?
no, I haven't. I haven't seen the
Yeah.
trailer.
Oh wow, Mike, you got to watch the trailer. But
Yeah.
yeah, the game, as you would expect, the game looks amazing. Uh, the trailer does say it was captured. It's cool to see this. It does say it was captured on a PS5, and it
What,
doesn't
PS5
specify.
Pro?
No, a PS5.
Yeah.
So when I like, because usually they're pretty good about specifying PS5 versus PS5 Pro. This specifically said
Yeah.
captured on a PS5, so that makes me very hopeful for what we will eventually see when we actually play the game. Obviously, I would expect it to be 30 FPS. I don't think anyone
Yeah.
at this point is going to expect otherwise.
Not even a
Uh,
PS5 Pro?
Not even on PS5 Pro. If
No.
there's 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro, then I don't know what's going on with that, because that like the CPU is the exact same, unless it's
Yeah.
like obscenely GPU demanding for some reason, and which
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe, like, I don't know, I'm not a developer, but like I don't think it's gonna be 60.
I know some people were throwing around the possibility of a Switch 2 version. How likely do you think that is?
A Switch 2
Of
ooh,
GTA 6.
I'll tell you what, I think I I I'm not gonna say I don't think it could run. I don't think it's not that I don't think it could run on a Switch 2.
Mhm.
I mean, I just don't know what compromises you would have to make. Like that would be kind of
Yeah.
like
Like
The
Lego
Witcher.
City.
Yeah, that would
Sorry.
look
Yeah,
like
The Witcher
kind of
3.
like the Witcher port, like The Witcher
Yeah.
3 on Switch, which was like technically it's there. You can play it. And if that's
It's
your only
Vaseline
way to
on the
play
screen.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, if that's your only way to play it, you don't know any better, then that's great. But like
Yeah.
going from like an Xbox or God forbid a PC version of Witcher 3 to the Switch version, it's like, what the fuck is happening? But
Yeah. Hey, they
yeah,
got the
like
run,
I had a
so
friend. I have a friend. Her name's Affy. Well, it's just like her like freaking username. And she
yeah.
said the Switch version of the Witcher 3 makes me like physically angry whenever she looks at it and like play it. Like she said, it like made her angry. And I'm like, well,
yeah,
it can't be that bad. I remember watching
no.
gameplay of it. I'm like, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I'm like, what
Dude,
the fuck? like, like, like in
it's
combat, you're
horrendous.
dipping down like to 18 FPS. It's like, what's happening? It's like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It is horrendous. And I've got to live with the fact because you can't get a refund on that because it's Nintendo. I gotta live
Wait a
with the
minute. Isn't
fact.
there a character named Yennefer in that?
Yes, yes.
Dude, this is so random, but I'm playing Defiance right now, and I quick played into a random co-op thing, and someone's name is Yennefer. That is so
There you
fucking
go.
weird. I don't know why
There you
that's
go.
so
Shout out
funny,
to
but
the
it is.
Witcher fans. But yeah, I paid full price for that on Switch.
Did you get a physical
Um,
copy?
Jesus.
Nope, got it digital. So I
Nice.
don't even have the novelty of having the physical copy of that. I
Yeah, I
just
heard the
have the
physical
set.
copy was really nice though. Like there was a nice big box that they had for it, and
Oh well,
it was
that's
like all
good
the.
because the game
It was a
wasn't
nice
on that
release.
system. The game
Yeah.
was a joke on that system. But
Yeah.
Did anyone
speaking
ever
of the
play Lego City? I want to say real quick, Lego City Undercover had a
Oh
3DS
yeah, that was,
port,
I used to remember the
and
Wii. I played the Wii U one.
dude, the 3DS port was insane because like every 3 seconds you were going into a load screen.
Yeah.
Not even being hyperbolic, you were
Really
like
just try.
because
Really just
it
try
was
to
open
port the
world.
Wii U version. They just tried
Mhm.
porting the Wii
No,
U
I
version
didn't, but I
over.
own it on PC. Got a PC port if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I think it
It's on
got ported
Xbox.
everywhere after. Yeah, it was a Wii
Yeah,
U
so I think I
exclusive.
either own it
So,
on PC or my Xbox. I really can't
yeah.
remember at the moment, and I want to
Yeah.
play it. I got it for like $3.
Mhm.
I got it for
No, that
two
game was like
bucks.
made for the Wii U when it came out.
Raichi says Jurassic World on 3DS is amazing. I haven't played it. I never had the
Jurassic World.
3DS. I had the original Nintendo DS. And I never got a 3DS.
Curious to take
Really?
away.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You know
Because
what's weird? In my brain, the 3DS is still like the current Nintendo thing. I don't know why, but
All
it's
right.
forever
it's
like in
It's
my
been
head they're still making 3DS games for some reason. I
it's
don't know
still
why.
very it's still ridiculously popular.
I
Like
mean, you can't really buy anything off the digital stores anymore. Those have been shut down
sure,
for a
No,
while
it's
now.
for
yeah,
some reason it's just iconic for me. It's just like
Yeah.
it was like when every other game looks so much better elsewhere. It didn't matter because you were fucking playing that shit on the 3DS because fucking you just did. Like I don't know. It was just there was a way that it's just weird, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like
yeah.
most 3DS games are usually made for the system and the system only for the most part. You know, like
God, that
they
Lego
weren't you didn't
City,
really get
dude, that game was
multi-plat.
so funny.
Well, yeah, that's
You should have
I
seen
don't
that game because it was like Silent Hill. Like every
no.
like 2 feet in front of you, it was like fuck. You couldn't
Pop
see.
in, yeah.
Dude, it was fucking
Uh,
insane.
That's funny.
but speaking of Switch, there was some news about the Switch 2 and Rockstar because there's rumors that they may be bringing it, or I gotta double check that. I think
Good Switch.
it's a fact that they're bringing it to Switch 2, but it's rumored that in the process of bringing it to Switch 2, that they will be making native next gen versions of Red Dead Redemption 2 finally after five
Oh, that'd be
years
really nice.
for next gen consoles, PS5, Series X and S and everything. Uh so that's cool. I mean, for me, I'm happy about that. Again, if that's true, if we actually get
That's
that,
fine.
exactly, it's about time because I beat it on
I'm gonna
Xbox
pay
One
for it.
X. It was phenomenal. Yeah, I'll probably have to pay another $10 or whatever, $20, whatever they charge, because they're gonna charge you something. Um, and then I beat it on PC. Dude, I remember playing it. I remember playing Red Dead 2 on Xbox One X and being like, "This is fucking incredible." And then I got like one of the first things I played when I got my 2080 Super was Red Dead 2 on my PC, and I was like, "This." I thought I was in the fucking future, dude. I thought I was
What?
like in 2050. It was next level. But yeah, finally we might get that on next gen consoles, which gives me another reason to play it again, and I absolutely will. So hopefully that's true. We'll see eventually, but apparently it is coming to Switch too. So that's good news regardless, I guess, if you're getting a Switch 2 and you never played it. Uh but I mean, does you guys have anything to say about that before we get into Gears, which is the final topic, by the way?
There's still no gameplay on
Your breath
GTA
smells bad.
6. Still no
What's
gameplay
it?
on GTA 6. Unfortunately, though, I wish we got
Oh
gameplay.
yeah. Well, don't
Yeah, yeah,
worry,
then
John,
again, we did
because
get gameplay. We
yeah,
did
it
get
was a mix
gameplay
of
like a few
gameplay
years
and
ago.
cutscenes.
So, and I'm saying,
Well,
like,
yeah,
remember the one that got
yeah,
leaked?
the
Like,
huge, the
we got,
huge
yeah,
leaks.
so we did see gameplay technically already, like a
Yeah.
long ass time ago. But
Yep.
I
yeah,
wanted to say, do you guys know there's like a game coming out that's like it's made by like an ex GTA dev and it
Mind's
looks like
Eye.
a fake game? Yeah, and it's like coming out like a month or something. And like
Yeah.
people are like, I don't even know if this game really exists or not. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, Ham's excited for that. I'm actually kind of interested in that. I think Hamstay is gonna get it, so we game share, so I'll be playing it. But I'm interested to see what that game's really about, because they've not given many details. Like, it looks cool, but I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's an open world game. I don't know if it's a linear story. I don't know if it's like Grand Theft Auto at all, or I have no idea what that game is. But I'm interested to try it out. So yeah, I think that is like June. I'll look that up real quick. Mine's I release date. Mine's I release date is June 10th. So less than a
Oh,
month
it's the next month. Yeah.
from now. So yeah, and that's like soon after the Xbox showcase. Um, but yeah, let's talk about Gears, because
Dumb game.
and I don't know how long we're gonna talk about this, but it was announced the Gears of War remaster again for Xbox
Reloaded.
players,
Yeah.
but even more remastered, but bringing it to
Remastered.
PlayStation for the first time. Yes, a remaster of a remaster, but bringing it to PlayStation for the first time, which I know a lot of people online have a lot of different thoughts and feelings
Opinions.
on,
Yeah. Yeah.
obviously. But I'm gonna pass it off to you guys. Do you care at all about a Gears of War Reloaded remaster? Like, does it interest you at all? Like, Twan, are
Not
you gonna
really.
buy it on PlayStation? Do you like Gears
Probably
of War,
not.
Twan?
I mean, me and my brother, we play it sometimes. We'll do the horde mode sometimes. I've done the co-op with my brothers. I've played them. Like I definitely
Yeah,
enjoy them for sure. I haven't played many of the newer ones though. Like I haven't played Gears 5 yet. Or I don't even know
Gears
if like I
4 is
don't think I've played Gears 4 either, but
Gears 4
I
is
played I
very
played like
not
I
good.
played the first three though. So I know I played those at the
Yeah,
very least. But I don't know if I'm gonna play a remastered, because like I said, I played the remaster of like the first one, like back when it came out on the Xbox One, right? So
sure.
I don't know
But
how different
now,
it's gonna be from that one, but I
Are
guess
they
it's gonna
adding
be
like
4K now.
niceties to PC? Like, are they adding like DLSS and shit like
yes,
that?
they're adding
And like,
upscalers to PC.
holy shit. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So now my PC won't sound like a fucking jet engine. Dude, playing Gears 5, so there's an optional setting, like it's like an quote unquote experimental thing where it's like,
Experimental,
oh,
yeah.
ray tracing by like 40. Like it's like 40 bouncing lights or whatever it is. And it's like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
my GPU, dude, fucking screams for its fucking life.
Yeah.
Even now. Like, and it's like it's ridiculous. And but it's beautiful, but it's ridiculous.
Yep. I know what you're talking about, because I think I tried that, and I think I tried that before I got the GPU I have now, and I tried that on a 3070, and yikes!
Yep.
Do I think is really wild about the whole Gears of War Reloaded thing though
What's
is the
that?
fact that a PS5 version is gonna get a
Mhm.
physical copy, but not for Xbox,
Oh
which
my
is kind of
god.
insane.
I think that's because they're treating the Xbox version like the Ultimate Edition. They're just saying like, hey, if you got the Ultimate Edition, just put it in your console, and now you have
The thing
Reloaded.
is, I don't think the physical version upgrades. It's just the digital version that upgrades, from what I've heard. So it's like,
Is it? Because that would be really
I think
dumb.
so. Yeah, I think
I'll
so.
look
I mean,
that up.
at least from what I've read, at least from what I've read, it seems like it's just the digital version that upgrades it, which is like kind of dumb.
Yeah,
But
that would be very dumb.
so it's like,
Uh,
so it's kind of crazy to think that like like the PS5 would get a physical version of an Xbox first party like flagship game, and the Xbox doesn't. It's just kind of weird that we're at that point, you know? Like,
yeah, it says Xbox is seemingly being skipped. I'm looking for details, but yeah, it looks like PS5 is getting the physical
yeah.
release. No word on
I might
Xbox.
just get that just out of like the novelty alone, you know. So I
Sure.
mean, it is only like $50. I think like 4.99
It's
or
40,
something
40
like that.
bucks. Yeah.
$40. So 3.99 then, right?
$3.99? What?
Or you
What are you
said
talking about?
$40 as in 3.99, like through $39.99.
39.99? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought you said
399, I got
3.99.
confused.
I thought you said 3.99. I was like, it's more than $3.99. But yeah, so Twan's not really a huge Gears fan. Mike, I don't think you're a
Yeah.
massive Gears fan, but you'll
But
play it.
to be fair, I think all of us saw this coming though, like for the
Oh
PS5 and all that.
yeah.
That's
So
after
yeah,
like Forza 5 got announced, or it's like, yeah, it's the
yeah,
writing's on the wall, like
yeah. We can talk
so
about that real quick. So
yeah.
like the sentiment online of like I can't believe Microsoft would do this. And look, listen, I get
Yeah.
being upset. Like if you're upset that game you grew up with that you intimately tie to your favorite platform for obvious reasons is now not going to be exclusive to your platform. Like if you're upset about that, sure, whatever, fine. But like
Mhm.
this idea, like I can't believe they did it. Like, dude, once they did Forza,
Yeah, it was done,
Yeah.
yeah.
it was pretty
At this
much
point, you're
done.
just kind of dumb not to think it's gonna happen, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
like at this point, like I was whenever they first started doing this, I was like, I don't like this. But like the
yeah,
more that they do it, the more first of all, the more I'm like kind of beat down to like I don't really care anymore. Cause
yeah, it's just
like
it is
at
what
this
it is,
point, at this point I'm getting more games from Xbox than I've ever gotten. And
Yeah,
not just like obviously, games get released all the time, but like games I give a shit about.
yeah.
So I got a ton of stuff to play. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic about that. Dude, if they want to release Gears on PlayStation, fuck it, dude. Release Gears on Play.
Yeah.
Like I really don't care. And then they're gonna be like, people be like, well, what if they do that with E-Day on PlayStation? It's like, fuck it, do it. Like
They're probably going to.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just like, dude, if they want to do it, just do. Like I don't care. And for
yeah.
specifically for this Gears of War Reloaded, like, I mean, I guess you could apply this to any franchise for Xbox, but dude, any multiplayer franchise, like they're bringing back the multiplayer with it. Which whenever
Yeah.
they were talking about a Gears of War remaster, I was like, I don't really care that much because it's going to be the campaign. I've already played the campaign like a
Yeah.
trillion times at this point, and I will play the campaign again. Don't get it twisted, but like the fact that they're doing the multiplayer and they're bringing it to a whole new group of people
And it's
who may have
crossplay too,
never
right?
played it. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
crossplay. So
So
it's
that's like
like
a whole group of players that never played these games before, and now all of a
exactly.
sudden they're gonna fill up these lobbies.
They
So
they get to fill up the lobbies. People get
Or they're
to,
just like
there's
I do.
yeah,
yeah, there's a chance that people will like give a shit about Gears of War multiplayer, and it won't just be like I get on to play because I don't know if you guys have ever tried to play Gears 5 multiplayer. The only people left playing Gears multiplayer are literally just fucking sweats. It's all just
yeah,
sweats.
Mhm.
That's all who's playing. So like the fact that we get some new people playing and maybe we can get some lobbies with like actual human people who yeah,
casual
just
matches.
casual players cuz like that's what I am on Gears of War
Yeah,
multiplayer is like casual player. So
yeah,
like I don't even turn on Gears multiplayer now because it's just me getting my ass kicked for like an
yeah.
hour. But like if I can just jump in with people who've never played before or haven't played in a long time, that would be fantastic. And it's the same thing, I mean, to a lesser extent, because I feel like I'm a lot better at Halo than Gears. But like whenever Halo, whatever the next Halo game is, if it's the remake, which I think everyone kind of assumes they're doing a remake of the first one, get the multiplayer on there. Get as many people playing it as you possibly can. Because, you know, I mean, it's doing a lot better than Gears multiplayer, but like Halo's multiplayer is not where it should be in terms
Yeah.
of its popularity. Given the how historic that franchise is, its popularity is not.
Go to the battle royale, not the fact that Halo Infinite launched with like a third of what Halo usually has in its multiplayer. I cannot
Yes,
stand that they were able to think they were right. I cannot. It makes me actually really angry at
yeah,
times.
you got the people who are
Like,
like, see, that's what happens when you don't put a battle royale in your game. That's what
dude, it actually like I see that shit and I'm like, you're just all fucking stupid.
that's what
It wasn't
happens.
the fact that it didn't have, Forge and like, other what was it, Firefight,
For actual,
um,
like content, you know.
like actual content, ways to share like
Yeah,
anything, like, that wasn't the reason that game struggled. It was the fact that you weren't fucking jumping out of a ship, a battle bus. Fucking
Yeah,
god damn it. I hate it. I'm pissed
yeah,
again. Oh god.
yeah. That's one thing.
I know some
As
people
much
are
as
disappointed that the Gears of War thing isn't a trilogy. Like a lot of people were assuming it was going to be a
Oh, they're
trilogy.
gonna release that as they're
Yeah.
gonna release the trilogy. It's just not gonna be a bundle. And they're
But
like they're
they're going to
charging
release it. Yeah, they're just going to release it as one piece
piecemeal.
at a time.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
just
it's
like,
gonna
oh,
be
now
$40
here's the
a
second
piece.
game. Yeah, here's a second game. Now here's a
Because
third game. You know,
why
just
would you
no close
release
players. You know,
why would
still
you
no
release
close
Gears
players.
1, 2, and 3 at the same time for $60 when you
Yeah.
could release them all separately for $40 a piece?
Yep.
It's just more money. And it's not like they have to make a whole new game. The game's already there.
Yeah.
You just got to go in and touch it up, add, whatever content you might want to add to multiplayer, maybe crossover content, whatever the hell you want to do.
In
But
the
like
case
the
of Gears
game's
One, it
already
was
there.
already. In the case of Gears One, it was literally already remastered. They just
Yeah.
remastered it. You know,
They just
so maybe when they do release a second one, maybe they'll charge you for $50. You know, oh, this is the fresh time.
maybe
This is the first time of remastering it. You know, this is a bigger deal. You know, they
Wait,
might
hold
just
up.
yeah.
So this is just the first Gears of War game. That's it in this
Yeah,
remaster thingy.
yeah, this is the first
Yep,
game.
it's
Yeah,
Gears Reloaded, Gears
yeah,
of War Reloaded.
yeah,
It's the
What the
first.
fuck?
It is the first Gears of War.
yeah.
Ham says this
And
remaster
how
is
much?
lame. Not it. What's that?
How much are they charging for it again?
$40.
$40.
Okay. All right.
Ham says this remaster is lame, not exciting, but it's nice to see it's being preserved. But let's be honest, they
Yeah,
just want to get money from Sony in an easy way.
yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a whole other aspect of this. This like Microsoft is putting games on PlayStation or just anywhere in general is the fact that like some a fanboy can get online and be upset about it, but it's like, dude, at the end of the day, I mean, I booted up my PlayStation 5 the other day and I just went to go look at the store just to see what the sales were. And what do you guys think is like the top selling things on PlayStation right now?
Like,
It's
I could definitely see.
Xbox
it's
games.
Forza,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Forza
Forza,
is up
it's
there.
Doom, it's
Yeah,
fucking Oblivion,
well, it's
and it's
working
Indiana
now.
Jones.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, you know what? After this, I'm gonna download the Indiana Jones game. I never played it, so
Really?
oh, you've never played
yep.
it? Oh, you gotta download that. It's so great. Reishi says Phil Spencer when it sees an undercooked. Oh, okay, he's making a joke. Phil Spencer when he sees an undercooked game. This looks ready. Okay. The remaster. He says the remaster on PlayStation and PC are for the 360. 50 million brothers who left Xbox after Don Matt. Yes. So that's a whole other aspect of this too. Is like imagine the nostalgia because think about how many people left Xbox during the Xbox One generation. Like so many people
Oh yeah.
bailed at the beginning of that generation because of the dumb shit Xbox was doing. They all went to PlayStation and they all have a bunch of fond memories of Doom. Or not Doom. Maybe Doom. I don't know. But like Gears of War, Gears of War and Halo and stuff like that. And then they see like this is coming out on PlayStation. Like, oh my god, I haven't played that in years. It's easy money.
Back in
Nostalgia's
old
easy
old
money.
360 days, you know. They're like,
Exactly. Nostalgia's cash in on nostalgia. You can get new players, old players, and everyone can be happy. Play the game together. Let's see.
yeah, because for a lot of people, if the game doesn't release on their platform, it might as well just not exist to them. You know, it's
Exactly.
like some people they're very tight about that shit. You know.
Yep. And like a lot. I feel like a lot of times you'll find that it's not even like out of some weird tribalism. It's more just the fact like,
It's just
hey, this
that's
is
the console that they have. You know,
yeah,
this is what I got.
that's the thing
You
I
know?
have,
Yeah,
and if it's over there and it's not on the thing I have, then I can't play it, so I don't care.
that's it. So it just doesn't
Um,
exist. You know.
Ham comes in with a warning, Mike. Don't play Midiana Jones, Mike. You will hate what side you're on. Oh
Shut the fuck up.
my
Hey,
god,
Ham.
I just got that as I was reading it. Oh
Ham, you
god.
don't even know. I got mods ready. You don't even know. You don't even know. That's
Jeez.
awful. Fuck you, Ham.
All right, guys.
Funny.
Let's get out of here because it's been over an hour. We've been going. Um yeah, Mike is great. Mike is great. We all know this. Don't boost his
Thank
ego, Ham. Don't boost his ego.
Thank you.
It's already out of
See,
hand.
no, Ham stands on business, so he understands.
It's
You
already
don't.
out of hand. I don't stand on business. Stand on the ground
Fine.
like a man. Like a man.
Hey, stand on the ground. I'm gonna stomp on your legs.
Like,
All right, just
you're
go.
not.
Just go.
You can't reach my legs.
I can. You're not that tall.
Mike's literally like 2'7". This is a
That's
fact.
true. I am.
This is a fact. Okay, let's get out of here, guys. Before we do that, obviously, outros. Twan, what are you up
Oh,
to? Do you have anything? Do you have any new announcements for your massive YouTube channel?
oh yeah, I'm at like 5 million subscribers now. You know,
Big
and it's doing
stuff.
really well. Yeah,
Big stuff.
I just released my last video last week. It just reached 2 million views, so it's
Huge.
popping off pretty hard. So yeah, man, you can check that out. I'm also on Twitter. That's me, Twan. I'm on Blue Sky. I don't even remember the at for that.
It's
I think
it's like
I
at
think it's.
dot b dot csk. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Fix
Do you
I
have a
can't.
weird at?
Yeah,
Oh
mine
I don't
no,
know.
you're talking about the bsky.social.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
the Blue
Forget
Sky
that.
one.
Forget that.
And then that one, and then I got what else do I got? Probably good, honestly. But anyways, yeah. See you guys.
All right, Mike.
Mike.
Let them know what you're up to.
Um,
Let them know where they can
you can
find
find
you
me
and
here
how
next.
successful your
Man,
Twitch
I need to
channel
use the
is.
bathroom so
Let 'em
bad.
know.
Shut up, please.
Tell 'em about your
I need to go
Twitch
to the
channel, Mike.
bathroom so
Tell 'em.
bad.
Tell 'em.
Hard Days Mike at Twitch, and you'll find me here next week. Oh my god, I need to go to the bathroom. You guys
All
have
right.
a great.
You can find me here every week, Sundays 8 p.m. Eastern for the L3R3 podcast. Wednesdays 8 p.m. Eastern for the Two Player Podcast, myself and Ham Solo videos every week, and then Fridays you find me 4 p.m. Eastern over on TSWS Gaming. Link in the description of that. That's Ham's channel. Check that out. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.